Right now, there are 3 players in NBA 2K20 rated a 97 overall: LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and James Harden. And since these guys are the highest rated players in 2K, I thought it would be interesting to see what would happen if we combined all 3 of them together and made a super player. So without further ado, I give you guys Giannis Harden, a combination of LeBron James, James Harden, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and this player is a complete beast. So how I actually created this player, I took Giannis's character just because he's the tallest and he has the lankiest arms. Overall, he has the best body in order to dominate inside of the NBA. And then what I did is I've taken all of the player's attributes, whichever player of these 3 had the highest attribute in any category, I just gave it to Giannis Harden. As you can see here, every single category, I just took whatever the highest rating was and added it to our player. And that actually brought Giannis up to a 99 overall. And I also did this with badges as well. So now he has 69 badges. So now we have the attributes of the 3 best players in the NBA combined into one player. I also did the same thing for hot zones, so whichever player had the hottest hot zone in any category on the court, I would add it to Giannis's hot zones. And he actually only has 4 hot zones. And then for signature, for jump shooting, I gave us James Harden's jump shot, just because he's the best at shooting out of the 3. I gave us Giannis's dunk package, LeBron's post game, and then James Harden's ball handling as well. And then this is our final player, Giannis Harden. And what I'm going to do with this player is I'm going to have him play a season with each of these 3 players' teams. And I'm going to see just how crazy Giannis can do in a season, see if he can break some NBA records and possibly win some NBA championships. All right, so we're starting off here with Giannis Harden on the Rockets, since the Rockets do have the worst record out of the 3 teams. And I have also removed Harden, LeBron, and Giannis from the league as well. And let's just get into our first season simulation, see how good Giannis Harden can do on the Houston Rockets. Also, for all these simulations, I'm going to make Giannis Harden our first scoring option, and then our offensive focus is always going to be playing through the star and shoot at will, because I want to try to make this player do as good as he possibly can. But let's just start off with the season simulation with the Rockets. All right, so we've simulated through the first season with Giannis Harden, and of course, he's going to get MVP on the Rockets, averaging 30 points per game, 11 rebounds, 8.2 assists, 1.6 steals, 1.8 blocks, shot 56.8% from the field goal, 88.5% from the free throw, and 44% from the three-point line. So very impressive stats right there. I thought he would have scored a lot more, only 30 points per game. Harden, making him the size of Giannis, giving him his dunking abilities. He can pass like LeBron. I thought his stats would have been a little better, but these stats are still pretty insane. Giannis is also going to win Defensive Player of the Year as well. And then Mike D'Antoni is going to get Coach of the Year. Giannis, obviously, MVP, is going to be on the All-NBA first team and the All-Defensive first team. Giannis was also an All-Star captain during All-Star Weekend. And checking out the standings, the Houston Rockets are going to have the best record in the NBA with a record of 61-21. Usually they don't get to the very top in these simulations, but we also got rid of LeBron and Giannis, so the Lakers doing a lot worse. And the Bucks are just an awful team now. We already saw Giannis's stats earlier, but comparing him to the rest of the NBA, he actually doesn't even score the most points per game. He is right behind Kyrie Irving, who had 30.4. In terms of rebounds per game, he was 14th in the league with 11.1, and he was 4th in the league for assists per game. So Giannis not leading in any category at all, which is a little disappointing. But I actually want to go ahead and check out his season highs. I want to see if he broke any NBA records at all. So this season, his highest points in a game was 50, which is behind Kyrie, who had 56. 3-pointers made, he had 9. Fred VanVleet had 11. He actually had the most free throws made in a game, which makes sense. He had 20 rebounds, 14 assists, 6 steals one game, 5 blocks. And then the most minutes he played was 36. So those are his stats on the Houston Rockets. Let's see if the Rockets can go ahead and win an NBA championship. They're going to end up beating the Jazz 4-1, and they're up against the Pelicans in the second round. It's all tied up. Rockets with a 2-1 lead. Pelicans tie it up. Pelicans take a 3-2 lead. Rockets tie it up, and the Rockets beat the Pelicans up against the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, taking a 3-1 lead. Clippers almost coming back there, but the Rockets are going to move on to the NBA Finals against the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Rockets up 2-1, up 3-1. The 76ers getting another game. And the 76ers are going to tie up the series 3-3, so we're going to a Game 7. And the Rockets with a huge blowout in game number 7 right here. We're going to see a bit of gameplay right here with Giannis. He probably won't even get the ball. Here's Westbrook getting inside. No good. And the Rockets are going to win game number 7. A huge blow right there. So 1 of 1 for Giannis. 1 season, 1 championship so far. And of course, Giannis is going to get Finals MVP as well. And he managed to average 32 points, 9.9 rebounds, and 7.9 assists in the NBA Finals. But up next, we're going to put Giannis on the Lakers and see if we can do any better. This time on the Lakers, and averaging around the same stats as last time. He gets 0.3 more points per game, 0.2 less rebounds per game, and 0.3 less assists per game. So the stats are almost the exact same when he played on each team. He's also going to get Defensive Player yet again, and then Frank Vogel is going to get Coach of the Year. The Lakers getting 65 wins, so a little more wins than when Giannis was on the Rockets. And yet again, he is going to be the All-Star captain, and the Lakers are going to be the best team in the West. Then checking out league leaders this time, Giannis was actually the 3rd highest scorer in the NBA, but the interesting thing is that Anthony Davis is right up there with them. He's number 3 and AD is number 5, and they're both on the same team. So if Giannis actually was playing on a team by himself, he was a star player, I feel like he could score a lot more points. In terms of season highs for him, he actually scored 62 points this season, and he's going to be the league leader for points in a game, also for field goals in a game, but he did not take the most field goal attempts. His high for threes was 8, and yet again, he gets a season high for free throws made with 18. He had 18 rebounds one game. His most assists was 14, 5 steals, 5 blocks. But yet again, we're just going to simulate through the season here. Of course, the Lakers are with that 1st seed. And we'll see if Giannis is able to go 2 for 2 here with NBA championships. First round looking like it's going to be a sweep up 3-0, and he gets a sweep right there. Easy W for the Lakers. Going to be facing off against the San Antonio Spurs in the first round, up to a 3-0 lead, and it's another sweep for the Lakers. They're going to be meeting the LA Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, and the Clippers are the first team to get a game on them. Lakers up 3-2, Clippers tied up 3-3, and the Clippers with a huge upset against the Lakers. And Giannis is not going to be able to go 2 for 2 with championships right there. I am very surprised that the Lakers weren't able to do it with Giannis and Anthony Davis. I mean, that is just a super stacked team. Clippers do end up winning the NBA championship though. And then our final team here we got to put Giannis on is, of course, the Milwaukee Bucks. And let's see how he does on the Bucks. All right, so we're finished with the season of Giannis on the Bucks, and this is his best season so far, averaging 36.6 points per game, 14.5 rebounds, and 8.6 assists. So other than assists, the other 2 categories are a lot higher than they were in previous seasons, and I think that is because the Bucks don't really have another superstar player. The Rockets had Westbrook and the Lakers had Anthony Davis. So I think when Giannis is actually playing by himself, he's going to do a lot better. So I might actually do 1 more season simulation, but put him on the worst team in the NBA and see how he does there. Yet again, he is going to get Defensive Player of the Year, and Mike Budenholzer is going to get Coach of the Year, but the Bucks had the worst record out of the 3 teams Giannis has been on. Of course, he's going to be on the All-NBA first team and the All-Defensive first team. Bucks do end up getting the 1st seed in the East, right ahead of the Brooklyn Nets. Only 3 more wins than them and the Celtics, and only 2 more wins than the LA Clippers. The Lakers actually still do very good despite not having LeBron. Giannis is, of course, going to be the league leader for scoring with 36.6. Rebounds per game, he did a lot better as well. He's going to be 3rd in the NBA. And then he's going to be 5th for assists, 4th for steals, and 11th for blocks. So doing a lot better on the Bucks. Let's see if his season highs are better. His points is actually tied with what he did on the Lakers with 62, but Devin Booker dropped 63 this season, which is pretty insane. Let's see if he actually got any other league leads. So free throws made, he made 20, and free throws attempted 21. He actually had 24 rebounds the one game, almost having the most out of any player. Defensive rebounds, he had 21 though, which gives him the highest in a game, and then no other league highs for him. Let's see if the Bucks can now win an NBA championship. He won it on the Rockets, wasn't able to do it on the Lakers. Let's see if he can do it on the Bucks. And the Bucks are going to get an easy 4-0 sweep against the Pacers in the first round here. Going to be facing off against the Raptors in the second round, but the Raptors do actually end up getting a game on them, but the Bucks win 4-1 up against the Brooklyn Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals, the 2 highest seeds in the East. Let's see if the Bucks can win here. The Nets are up 3-1. And the Bucks pull out on top, getting another game here, now down 3-2. And the Bucks pull out another win, tying up the series 3-3. And let's see if they can win in game number 7 here. Looks like they have a pretty big lead, and they are going to do it, beating out the Nets 4-3 and facing off against the Clippers in the NBA Finals. The Clippers with a 3-1 lead. And the Clippers are going to be your NBA champs. So it looks like the Clippers doing really well in defeating some of these teams. Of course, they beat the Lakers, and now they're beating out the Bucks. So Giannis ends up going 1 for 3 in terms of winning NBA championships. Realistically, he should have gone 3 for 3, but 2K simulations aren't always the most accurate. We're going to actually simulate one more season. We're going to be doing one last season simulation, though. We're going to be putting Giannis on the Knicks as a point guard, and we're going to be seeing if with a worse team, he can actually put up even crazier stats than he has already. But I'll see you guys at the end of that season. All right, so we've simulated our season with the Knicks, and Giannis Harden's stats are pretty similar to what they've been, rebounds and assists, and then the points are a little higher, lower than they were on the Bucks. So about average how he's been doing on other teams in terms of stats. But the crazy thing he did this season was turn the Knicks into the best team in the NBA, giving them a record of 64-18, and that's the best record other than that Lakers record when he was playing on the Lakers when they had 65 wins. So he turned the Knicks. Right now, the Knicks are the 3rd worst team in the NBA in terms of record. The only teams doing worse than them are the Warriors and the Hawks. I didn't put them on those 2 teams because the Warriors have Clay and Steph, and the Hawks have Trae Young. And the Knicks, they don't really have any superstar players, so that's why I put them on this team. But 64 wins, he turned their team completely around. Gets MVP and Defensive Player of the Year yet again. But I was actually wrong. The 76ers are the best team in the NBA because they got 66 wins this season, which is actually pretty crazy that the 64 wins doesn't even get you the best record. Of course, he's going to be on the All-NBA first team and the All-Defensive first team. And the Knicks are going to be the 2nd seed in the East, only losing to the 76ers. How did the 76ers do better? I mean, this is pretty insane. If he can end up winning a championship with the Knicks when he wasn't able to do it on the Bucks or the Lakers, that'll be pretty crazy. League leaders, he was the top scorer in the NBA. And then he was also number 6 for 3-point percentage. In terms of game highs, he was the 2nd highest again for points in a game with 56, only losing to yet again Devin Booker. Field goals made, he actually tied Devin Booker, but field goals attempted, he had the most, so he didn't shoot as good. So he didn't shoot very good this game because this was actually not his season high, but he took 41 shots that game. 9 3-pointers, 17 3-pointers attempted, 18 free throws made, 21 rebounds was his highest for rebounds, 15 defensive, 21 assists, which he is actually going to be at the very top for, 6 steals, 6 blocks, and 42 minutes played one game. So I feel like if he played more minutes, he'd be doing even better. But no matter how many minutes we actually put him at, he never does play the full game. But we're going to hop in with the Knicks now to see if they can win an NBA championship with Giannis Harden. So let's just go ahead and simulate the first round. Going to be up against the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors took the 1-0 lead, but the Knicks tied up. Raptors take a 2-1 lead, and the Raptors take a 3-1 lead. We're going to hop into Simcast here for game number 5. The Knicks get another W there, so they're going to keep this series going. Hopping into game number 6, they need this to keep going, and the Raptors win by 1 point. So the Knicks are going to be eliminated, the second best team in the East. Giannis was not enough to get them over that playoff hump. I mean, he put up some crazy numbers here. 46. I mean, this game he only had 18, 25. He had 33 in game 3, 25 in game 4, and then 50 points in game number 5. When it counted, he put up some big numbers, but the other games he's kind of slacking. 46 in game 6, but the Knicks aren't going to move on right there. So Giannis, I mean, with the 3 main teams, he only won 1 championship. With the Knicks, he wasn't able to win. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. Combining the 3 best players in the NBA will get you the best player in the NBA, which makes a lot of sense. The stats weren't as high as I would have hoped they would be, but that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. This has been your boy Smequle, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage, I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the